Welcome to Tuesday, and it's a review of the free-to-play account from the weekend's GP, Northwestern Europe event. We've got Fernando Alonso and Sebastian Vettel, our drivers at the moment, and this is the car setup we are running as well. We're back in Challenger, and we're going for a top 3 medal this week, just for a bit of CC points, and especially because we don't have Max Verstappen out there, so we are against it in terms of other players. 3 races in though, 141 points. And we're launching straight in to Australia. Very difficult track, as you probably all know, especially for a free-to-play account. But we're in Challenger, so we should get some good starting positions. So, can we get a bit of catching up on qualifying? And where do we start? P1 and P5. And obviously we're going to go for a 47. And we've got soft tyres and wet tyres selected off the start. So I don't really understand. I don't understand why it's selected them. So we're going to go. We're going to go and just split the strategy here, because this is what it's saying. Wet and a soft. We're going to risk it. 30 seconds. And we're both on softs. I don't get that. How are we both on softs when we started one on soft, one on wet, just to see what happened? Who knows? But we start P1 and P5 going in. Good cornering by Alonso on that hex. Already up to P4, but loses back to the 10% boosted Max Verstappen. So 13 seconds and the rain will be coming in to absolutely ruin us. And it's probably a good job we went on to softs, bearing in mind it's not really going to rain just yet. Not initially the first lap anyway. So Vettel continues round as the rain comes down. Only 20 seconds of rain and it's going to move back to dries. Alonso with that hex will be of an advantage. Can he get ahead of Verstappen? Though he can. That hex is really good in the wet, even if you're on dry tyres. That's the good thing about hex. Don't need to be on wet tyres for it to have an effect. So we're going to continue round then, another 30 seconds until it is basically dry again. So we're going to have a changing of fortune in this race. And we're going to have to be on the button and watch a couple of weather cycles ahead. So the best thing to do when you've got weather cycles like this is look at not the current weather coming in, but the weather after. So I'm looking at that rain now. I'm expecting 40 seconds of cloud, and then I'm expecting another 40 seconds of rain, and we'll see what that then turns into. So that turns into dry. So we know we don't want to be probably on wets, we want to be on dries. But with 14 seconds to go, we are going to put on wets just to basically play safe. And we're going to be full of pit stops this race, I can already tell. How long have we got of wet? We've got 20 seconds. So what we can do now is we're just going to boost round and come back in. So I probably could have gone softs there, but based on being borderline, I took the risk and we went for the wet tyres. So we're probably going to have to come back in again at the end of this lap. Rain coming in though in the next weather instalment, so we might be able to hang this out for another 20 seconds as Vettel trying to get past Verstappen. And I think we're going to have to try and risk this coming in for some softs again. We'll continue with Alonso though. Alonso goes into P1. It is going to be a dry track now, but only for 25 seconds. So can we hold on with Alonso for as long as we can? And to be honest, it's going to start raining, but dry after that. So Alonso can go to the end after this stint as well. He's struggling out there on them wets as the rain about to come in. Probably be for another 20 seconds. That's what we're hoping for here as the rival goes through. And we come into the pits with Alonso. Yes, so dries after 25 for a couple of stints. So let's keep at it. Alonso, might work in our favour here. Alonso should be able to race to the end now with no more pit stops. And what will become a dry track. We're looking at the next weather instalment. If it's dry again, we'll be in the money if we can get past Pierre Gasly. At the moment, not quite. And we have got dry again. So it's going to be a dry finish to this race. And in comes Seb Vettel. I reckon the rival's going to put wets on because the track's still wet. And he is. Rival AI is putting wets on, so that will hand us the victory in this race as long as we can get back up through the field. Vettel in P4, Alonso in P1. So looking absolutely okay at the minute. Vettel's going to start now. Now it gets to dry, chasing down these two wet runners. We've not got loads of fuel, but we are going to make short work of Pierre Gasly, who looks like he's run out of gas. He's going that slowly. Leclerc in the way now, but through goes Sebastian Vettel. And it looks like after a chaotic race in Australia, and Alonso going very slowly behind Vettel, we are going to come away with 47. Exactly what we needed. We've made it a lot harder than it needed to be, that is for sure. But it did change all the time. As Vettel, half a lap to go. Coming round in P2, Alonso P1. And we are going to come home indeed with 47 points as he crosses the line. Alonso first, Vettel in second, and that is 4 lots of 47 points in qualifying for the North Western Europe GP event. Here we go then with opening round, and we've dropped 3 points already so far. It's been a difficult start to opening round. Hoping for max points can't be the case anymore, and that is basically because we're getting quite a lot of real player matchups so far, and it looks like this is going to be another real player matchup. So we've got to overcome this guy or girl, whichever it may be, and hopefully we can come away with some decent points. We don't want to drop too many, but we are out team scored, and we actually get P2 and P6 though for Fernando Alonso. So let's see the strategy. We're probably going to do a one stop with both drivers. We'll stick Fernando in P6 on downforce for 4 laps, conserving quite a lot. And then we've got probably Jin or Dragon. Let's go Dragon. And the only reason I'm picking Dragon on the hards is to give me more fuel and more tyres to be able to push just that little bit more. Looks like a real player as well. So bring on race number 7. I'm sure it's going to be a thriller in the UK. Lights out, boosted player as well. And can we get a good start? Launching off the line, we're up to P1 with Vettel. Alonso round the outside and again on Max Verstappen. And which sees us go into P number 3. We're going to keep boosting down here. And then we're going to cut down because we can't overtake in this section of the track. So very good start. And remember with Silverstone, you want to do a one stop really if you can. If you're from the front, a 2 stop is good. But at my pit times, we're going a 1. So this rival pushing pretty hard already. It's a cornering and grip track, so downforce is great. Dragon not so much, but we're using the fuel and tyres. Both our drivers pretty close at the minute. So we're going to have to try and build out a gap. Rival's still pushing, and we're going to counteract that with Vettel. Can we keep the lead? We can, and we're into P1 still from P2. A little bit of lag, but we're through absolutely fine. Rival trying to push as much as he can, but we're holding fire at the moment. And again, pushing again. Let's boost again. Let's hold him at bay. Can we hold on? We can again. So we're still holding, and we're going to just push him, try, and when he cuts down, we'll cut down. So coming around down the straight. Nice little gap now. Dragon working well. We'll have the fuel to keep going, and he's cut down finally as well. So let's create a little bit of gap. And actually, I think we can just keep going. I think we're all good on tyres. So we're going to keep pushing. What about Alonso now? So Alonso is our primary objective to get into P2. The overcut works a treat in Silverstone. And in comes to the pits the rivals. Only done 3 laps on the hard. And we've gone round with Alonso again. We can't really push Alonso though. But we can push Vettel. So, one-stop strategy is going to come down to the wire. Can the overcut work a treat? There's P4. sitting behind his teammate, so we'll get past him pretty quick. As Vettel needs a good stop from the crew. Here we come, we're into the pits. Alonso using all them tyres, there's nothing left on them. Just bare carcass. And he is in as well. So, no double stacking. Perfect timed. Vettel comes out. Rivals in as well. Quicker pit stop on the Ode. He comes out on hards on the overcut. Is going to work a treat. We are in to P number 2. And we have overcut the rival using the one-stop strategy. I mean, I can't stress enough, and I know I've got a track guide on it, but doing a 3-4 at Silverstone really gives you a hard time for the final 4 laps. Whereas this way, you can just boost to the end pretty much. And that's what we're going to do. 2 laps coming up to go. And we are in position A as both drivers now come together and come round to start lap number 6. Rivals not very far away though. We've got to keep on top of them. And they are pushing on the Ode with hards. So they're going to be there or thereabouts in the end. But let's keep up the push. We've got fuel on Dragon. We've got tyres on Downforce. So both boosts have advantages. Obviously tyres on Dragon too. And we should just be able to keep going till the end. Vettel round the last corner. 1 lap to go. You can see Downforce, corner and grip working really well. And closing up on Sebastian Vettel on that Dragon. Both drivers making some odd turns. But we're about to come round. And hopefully, no dramas in this race, number 7. And we can get another 47 points for the free-to-play account. Remember, no spend at all on this account. We are doing it completely free to show you what can be achieved in the small time I've been doing it. But Sebastian Vettel will win in P1. And Fernando Alonso will come home to complete a 1-2 4 as a WF1 to get 47 points. Let's see where that leaves us in Challenger at the moment as he comes across in P4. Good race there by the rival, but a 3 and a 4 is a really hard strategy round Silverstone. 47 points in the bag. And let's see after 7 races where we do sit. So 7 races in Challenger, 326 points, and we are all good. Here we go then, final round in Challenger, and as you can see we have dropped a few points already. Sadly a 43 point in race 5 against a real player, higher team score, and that is literally all we could do. I think it was P3 and P4 that we came in. I think it may have been Belgium off memory. Very difficult track. But we're here at Monza for race number 8. And let's see if we can finish on a high. So a decent team score matchup for Monza. Let's see where we qualify. See if it's a real player as well. Could do with a nice 47 point here for the last race. And hopefully we can cement a top 3. That's the aim. That's what we're pushing for. And where do we qualify? P2, P4. And it is rain to begin with. So we're going to go Hex on Alonso. And then looking at the other boost as well. Not got a lot. Samba's a potential. I think Samba might be the best option with its speed and fuel. So Hex and Samba is up. Dry in the middle of this race, and it looks like it's changing weather as well. 50 seconds until sun, and it'll take 1.5 laps to dry out. It'll be pretty quick, and we have boosted into the lead. Looks like a bot, so P1, P2 at the moment. And what we'll do is we'll cut down, because this is going to get changing very quickly. It's going to be sunny, and then rain probably another 40 seconds after or so. So we're going to look after what is our wet tyres until we can see a bit more of the weather that's coming through. 25 seconds and it will dry out very quick with the sun. I think cloudy is cloudy is around 2 laps to dry out. Sun is usually around 1. Or it might be that the cloudy is 3, cloudy and sun is around 2 and the sun is 1. That's a rough sort of guide, but you'll see now anyway. So, sun is out, and you can see how quick it's starting to dry. We were going down literally like more than 1 a second. And we're going to boost round because it is raining in 40 seconds time. And through we go on to lap 3 with Vettel. Going to move to wets again, I think. And it is probably around a lap and a half of it going down to dry. But we're all good for now. We're going to come in at the end of this lap, move to wets. And we are through with Vettel. So Vettel will come in wets. It's going to be another rain coming in now. And the track's nearly dry as well. As we are in. Here comes Alonso down the back straight. And Vettel out on the wets. And the rain is coming in for another minute and then it goes dry. So let's see if we can push up the field and get away from everyone else. They'll all go wets, I imagine. And we've got a safety car. So, safety car is out in our last race. And we do have dry weather incoming as well. So this should be pretty interesting on strategy. I reckon it's going to be another minute under the safety car. So I reckon we go for the dry tyres. Everybody else will stay out or go for wets, I imagine. Late call, but we're coming in. So let's bring Vettel and Alonso in on the mediums and then let's pick this race back up before lights out of the safety car. So we're about to get going then for lap number 6. We are on the mediums and it is just dry now. So can we get a good start off? Rivals got past us on the wet nearly. And we are in to P1 and P2. Rain coming in 30 seconds though. So this is going to get very interesting with the rest of the field on wets. We are on mediums. Can we get round another lap? Or do we risk going for wets? This is going to be, look at that, whole field on wets. Are we on the wrong tyre? At the minute, we're going to keep going. Surely we can do this lap and pit for wets last lap. Surely we've got enough there. Let's see. How long does the rain come in for, though? Oh, it's a minute as well. We probably do need some wet tyres. So, wets and no service. Wets and no service for Alonso. Question is, what is the gap for Alonso? It's a good 8 seconds. It's going to be close for Alonso coming back out here. Out goes Vettel. It's going to be a last lap sprint. I think we're going to be good. And we are. So P2. And it looks like everyone else is pitting as well. So it would have been good either way. Like, I think the whole field's pitting. The whole field is literally pitting in Monza. Look at that. Everyone's in. And we're flying around. Vettel's going to lap nearly the whole field in the pits. As through goes Vettel, goes past everybody down the straight. Crazy. He laps nearly, 14 cars in the pits. But that is P1 and P2 here in Monza to finish off with 47 points. So let's see where that leaves us then. It currently leaves us P2 with 372 points. But can we hang on to a top 3? That was the aim. Just the 4 points dropped against a real player. So close to a P1. Welcome to rewards, and I'm absolutely gutted. We couldn't hold on to a top 3 finish, and we end up losing out 3rd place by a tiebreaker. So we only dropped around sort of 3 points, I think it was, in opening round, and that was enough to lose P3. So it's another top 10 medal in Challenger, and whether or not we come back for Contender next week, still to be decided. We get some rep points and some coins at 2.1 million. We get some tulip boosts, which are still going to help me a lot. We've got Perez, 39 Perez again. We've got some Alex Albon, some Spectra again. Everything's repeating itself. We've got some Sonoda, And then for the epics, 18 Alex Albon and 12 Alex Albon. So we get 30 Alex Albon. A lot of duplications in there, but we'll take that. We'll take 30 Alex Albon. He might come in handy before the end of the season. Let's claim our pit pass and we get some of the Gorilla. So we'll take that all day. And let's just have a look at our medals and stats then, where we finish off. Still got an 89% win rate, and medals is going to be looking okay on this account. And we've literally got a few top 10s, some P1s, some finishes. We've got a bit of everything in here. So we'll look forward to next week. Hope you've enjoyed the free-to-play account. Gutted can't make a top 3, but hopefully we can next time.